Okay, so we're going to start our Miracles, Magic, Healing, and More session in a group healing thing right now, and then we'll do one-on-one sessions. So to start with, we're going to go to the physical body and heal some stuff that goes right to a part of the body called the spinothalamic tract. It's in the spinal cord, and it goes right up to the very center of your brain called your thalamus, and that's the very center of your brain. It's where you perceive pain and temperature and vibration and proprioception. Like, it's where you perceive things, and it's connected to a bunch of little receptors all over your body. And those receptors are just barely under the skin. They're called Pacinian corpuscles. And just to give you the physiology of it, because it helps me to know, like, why am I doing this really light technique? The physiology of it is when you touch these Pacinian corpuscles that are just barely under the skin and interact with them in a very specific way, we think what we're doing is we're milking them. They have a little hyaluronic acid in there. So they have this little fluid in there, and we think we're milking it. Who knows if that's really what we're doing, but we're doing this thing. And the nerve from those go into the spinothalamic tract in your spinal cord. And that goes up to the thalamus where you perceive things. And so what I've been noticing is it goes to a very deep meditative state very quickly. And the technique is from an old chiropractic thing called Logan Basic that was designed for, from what I understand, to help with the ligaments of the joints. So you've got joints, like say a knee joint, and then you have these ligaments that hold it so that it doesn't go off center. It's like in the correct orientation, and so what happens is it balances these ligaments so that it can be in a good orientation. Now, from a bigger picture point of view, it helps with your inner guidance. So, your inner guidance of who you are, what you're here to do. And when a joint, this is how joints, one of the ways joints work, this is in the regular scientific literature, the joints, the way they work is, you would think, how does a joint, like a knee joint, not let it collapse? Like, some people go bone on bone, and then they wear out their cartilage, and then they wear out their bone, and then they have to get a total knee and all that kind of thing. But how come some people don't? And so what they found is that there's energy in here. And so it's not like the fluid, the synovial fluid, is keeping it apart. Because if you think of it, if you put these together, the fluid is just going to squish out. So instead, what happens? And what happens is, if the joint is not misaligned, if it's in the right orientation, then as soon as the impact happens, like you put your foot on the ground, this synovial fluid instantly turns into this gel-like stuff. And it's like super, super slippery, and it's also full of lots of energy. These are the regular scientists talking about quanta energy. And so the moment you put your foot on the ground, if it's aligned, you get this instant cushion that's super slippery, and it goes boom, and it just glides. And so, you think of ballet dancers and Pilates people, they just look like they have more space, and that everything just looks so fluid. Well, this stuff is real slippery, and it's in the perfect orientation. Now, if you're a little askew and it's like not quite the right orientation, your ligaments are off, that sort of thing, then when you hit the ground, that effect doesn't happen. It doesn't turn into that gel with that energy and that cushion. It's kind of like a folding chair that's not totally out. It's like it's a little not totally set up. It's like so that you sit on it and it just collapses. And so now you've got a joint that's hitting like this, and you're wearing out your joint. So these techniques, there's a few of them, and I'm going to put links in for more physical healing. When we get our bodies where our joints are working like this, we have guidance for the joint. We have this mechanism that when we hit the ground, we instantly get this energy, and then everything works better. So when your body works really well, you feel really well, and life gets better really fast. So we're going to do this thing for physical healing, but it's also deep spinal cord healing and deep center healing. And then we're going to go into this process, another process that we're using that uses ancient technology, 2,500-year-old stuff from India, and Dr. Naram, and to help you know what you want, what you are here to do, your purpose, help you achieve it, and then help you enjoy it. So it's kind of interesting because we all know people that want something, a dream, but it didn't come true. And we also know people that got the dream, made a lot of success or something, but they didn't enjoy it. So it's like the whole goal with this is to get the physical body doing really well, and then to be really tuned into what do you really want, what are you here to do, and how can you achieve it. And so we're going to use a technique to bypass the conscious mind and then go into the unconscious and the super conscious, God, that kind of thing, whatever you want to call that. And I've been doing this, and it's pretty cool. So I could tell you stories, but so here we go. So we're gonna get the physical body first. So what you can do is imagine like there's this top of the breastbone. Like I've got the skeleton here somewhere, but you've got the soft neck, and then you got the first bone, and that flat bone, just put a few fingers on it, and think like you're touching a butterfly. And you're going to touch the butterfly so lightly that you won't hurt the butterfly. So it's very lightly. In fact, if you touched any less, you wouldn't be touching. So just like a gram of touch. And then think about pushing it up towards the sky, like up to the top of your head. So it's like if you were doing it to somebody else, they wouldn't think you were doing much of anything. So you're going to touch it and then bring it up a little bit. That's it. You guys are doing great. I feel it. And then the other fingers, there's a bunch of these spots. I just call them magic spots, but you could take a few fingers, 3 fingers, and another spot is the belly button, and just touch it really lightly. And I feel like you guys are doing great. And then bring the fingers up towards the sky. And when I say that, I just mean like you just direct a little pressure so the skin is moving a little bit towards the top of your head. So now you get both of these super light touches, and this alone is very powerful. And you can take your attention in your body and just notice what's happening in there. If you don't notice, that's okay. Some of you might notice things happening, unwinding or who knows what, a feeling. And now we're going to work on a whole bunch of joints all at once. And let's turn your body to, if you're right-handed, turn your body to the left. If you're left-handed, turn your body to the right. So turn to the non-dominant side just a bit. And then take your eyes and turn them back to the middle. Like the eyes kind of turn back. And then relax. And then the eyes turn back to the middle again. And then relax. And the eyes turn back to the middle again. And relax. And then come back to the middle. You're still touching super light, still directing a little pressure towards the top of your head, super light. And then turn your body to the dominant side. So I'm right-handed, so I'm turning to the right. Left-handed people are turning to the left now. And then the eyes come back to the middle. And relax. And again. And relax. And again. And relax. And I feel like we're going to do a few for your physical healing first. Get your body feeling very, very good. Ooh. Okay, now we're going to do something for just under your diaphragm, the liver area. So just kind of slouch. I say slouch like a teenager, just kind of slouch, but you're still touching super, super light. Still bringing the pressure up towards the sky, super light. And turn your whole body about 30 degrees to the right, everybody to the right this time. And then drop your left shoulder about 30, 35 degrees to the left. So you turn to the right, you tilted to the left. And let's hold that for 1 minute. And this is going to release tension around the liver area and the lower rib cage. And we'll do it for 1 minute. I got to look at the clock. 16. And while we do this, we'll kind of double task. Just think about, what do you want? What would you want? Your health, your life. What do you want? And I don't know the exact time, but we'll probably go about another 30 seconds or so. And I'm going to put links in so that you have a bunch of these kind of techniques so that you can, just take some time and get some high quality healing for your physical body whenever you want. Okay, and then come back around and slouch, and then turn to the left side, and then drop your right shoulder a little bit. So in this one, the exact degrees are 35 degrees of turning to the left, and then tilting your shoulder down on the right side about 20 degrees. And this gets the left side of the diaphragm, the stomach area, to relax. And then just put your attention in your body and just notice what you're noticing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Just keep some of your attention in your body. And then come back around, and then keep the super light touch on the upper sternum, and then super light going up. And then we'll do one more of these physical techniques. The thumb and the middle finger is a nice way to do it. And you go back to the back of your head, and you got your head bone, the occiput bone, and just below it is the first part of the deck, the soft part, just below it. So you've got you're just on either side of the center part of your spine, and just below the bone. And let's touch that, and then bring that up to the sky. There we go. Now this spot is a really cool spot, and we're combining a few different techniques, or what I learned from a few different people. There's a little muscle here, rectus capitis posterior superior, little bitty muscle on the right and the left side. And for some reason, a physical therapist, John Imes from Poway, California, found that when you interact with this muscle, you downregulate the vagus nerve. You help the vagus nerve relax. And the vagus nerve innervates the heart and the lungs and the liver and the stomach and the colon and the small intestines and all that, all those organs. And it's also the nerve that gets activated in trauma. And when I do this on my little boy, our little runner guy, he feels much lighter, bouncier. So we do this before we run. Okay, and then come on back, and then just relax. And if you did just that, you could then walk around and see if you feel any different. Like, is your body working better? Like, you could even just test, like, do you feel like maybe you've got those joints a little bit more in line, and there's a little more space, and it's glidey a little bit, like a softness or a bounce. So you could start to, and if you were to walk around before and after, you could see, like, are you walking different? So I'm finding it really, really useful, and test it for yourself, see what happens. Okay, so now we got that. So some physical healing, and I will put links in for a bunch more of that. So now let's do this other process, and we're going to go straight to we're going to do it in a couple of parts. We'll just start. So let's just start. Let's do this because it's just so powerful. The upper sternum, upper breastbone, just super light touch, super light go up. The belly button, super light, and super light go up. And then you can have your eyes open or closed, and bring your attention inside your body, and just notice what's happening in there. And let's all just stay very aware. So we're going to do this process a few times today, and it's just to stay very aware of what's happening in your body. Yeah, and just stay very aware. Just notice. So you might feel tension or pressure, or it might feel good or not good, and just kind of notice the most intense part. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay in your body. My Qigong master has this chant, and part of the chant is let go of all unnecessary thoughts. Feel your body inwardly. The entire body is harmonized with Qi. So we're just going to keep some of our attention in the body. So as we do this next part, let's keep some of your attention in the body. And now we're going to do this process from Dr. Niram, the seed of Vedic stuff that's so powerful to help you know what you want, to help you achieve it, and to help you enjoy it. So we're going to start, and it's these things to bypass the conscious mind. So the first one is going to be just touching the distal end of your right index finger. So you get the right index finger, and you're just going to squeeze the right index finger 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then with your eyes closed would be good. You can do it both ways. Imagine there's a white window frame that your right eye is looking through. So we do this in a real specific way. White window frame, right eye is looking through it. And then just ask yourself, what do you want? And you might have stuff that comes to you. You could write things down. You could do this process again and again and again. Recommended 6 to 9 times a day or more. And just you're pressing that index finger 6 times, white window frame, looking through it with your right eye, and you're asking the question, what do you want? And then just imagine having all of that. Seeing it through that right eye, white window frame. What do you want? And you might write it down. And now take your right hand and just pat your heart 6 times. Your fingers are close to your left shoulder. Pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then take the right index finger and that distal segment again, but a little closer to the joint, and squeeze it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you got the white window frame and the right eye looking through it. And the question is, what do you want? And write it down when it comes to you. Have a journal. See it in your mind's eye. And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then take the middle segment of your right hand, of the index finger of the right finger, and squeeze it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And having all of that, what will you do and who will you be? So see that through the right eye, white window frame. What will you do and who will you be? See that. And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. Very good. And then squeeze the proximal part of your right index finger 6 times. And having all of that, what do you want your life to look like? What will your life look like? And see that. And it's the kind of thing you could have a journal so that every so often you could write down, because it'll change. Sometimes it'll be different versions of whatever this is. You'll get some epiphanies. And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. Those are designed to bypass the conscious mind and go to the subconscious and the superconscious, like spirit. And then squeeze the distal end of the right index finger 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll do 3 questions in this order. If you knew you were going to die in the next 6 months, what would you most want to do or be? And if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you most want to do or be? And if you had $10 million in your bank account and you didn't have to work another day in your life, what would you most want to do or be? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. Okay, so that's a complete system, and you can do it 6 to 9 times a day is the recommended amount or more. And you can do it with eyes open or closed, is my experience. So you're walking around, just do it, do it, do it, do it. Sometimes you have your journal right there and you write down some things. And now we're going to do some more of these Marma points. They're called Marma points, and for healing. So for women, women's hormones. You take don't do this if you're the man. The left hand on the thumb side, you put 3 fingers on the thumb side on the wrist there, and then that third finger is the one you use. So, or that third spot is the spot you push. So there it is, and you push it 6 times. So I'll let you guys do it, the women, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy cow, that's powerful. So you can do that numerous times for women's health issues, for hormones. Okay, for men, on the little finger side, left hand, 4 fingers down, and you press the 4th one down and press it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, for better memory, so I think of this one like better brain function. You take the index finger of your left hand and you touch the base of your thumb 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for joints, you take 4 fingers, and between your middle finger and your ring finger, and you take the 4th spot and press that 6 times. It's for joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So powerful. Okay, for the immune system, the right hand, so this is your immune function. Think spleen, thymus, all that stuff. Bone marrow. You take the middle finger and the tip of it, you can push it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these are for clarity and peace, knowingness. You can put the left hand behind your head and then the thumb just below the nose and press that point 6 times. And on the 6th point, take a breath in and relax. And then the right hand, the index finger, right between your eyebrows and a little above your eyebrows, press and release 6 times. On the 6th one, take a breath in and relax. And then 6 more times, and in between each breath, take a breath and relax. And then the next part is this peace process. It's part of this ancient India technique as well. Take your attention in your body. Stay out of your thoughts. And stay in your body. And notice the most intense part. And just follow it. If it's somewhere that you can reach easily, you can super lightly touch it, like a light butterfly touch, with a few fingers or one finger, and just follow it. And if you like, the other fingers can be on the upper breastbone, super lightly touching and bringing it up. And just spend a little time staying out of your thoughts, staying in your body, noticing the most intense part. Follow it. Very lightly touch the skin over it, and just follow it for a bit. That's right. It's interesting how this technique, this what's happening in your body and following it, is in so many traditions, healing traditions, spiritual traditions. It's in the introduction to Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now. It's in Michael A. Singer's books. It's in David R. Hawkins' book. It's so easy to miss because it's like David R. Hawkins will use all these words to talk about all these different states of being, from grief to anger to happiness, to all these different states of being. And along the way, he'll say, and then just surrender or let go. And it's like, well, how do you do that? And Michael A. Singer will talk about it in the surrender experiment. And it's like he talks about surrendering. And but how do you do it? And what we've noticed is, oh, it's all about just go feel the most intense part and just give it space and just notice it. Because once it's done being felt, it's done, and then you don't have to protect yourself from it anymore. Okay, so really good work, everybody. So now I'm going to turn off this part of the recording. You'll still have it on the YouTube link. And then what we're going to do is where is it? Here we go. What we're going to do is do one-on-one healing. And so whoever wants a little help, you raise your hand. I work with you. Everybody else is doing this process. Just use the same, my words to kind of guide you through this healing for yourself too. Okay, here goes. And